Okay, so I am creating this video in response to an assignment that requires reflection for the Introduction to Media Communications and Technology class. So I'll be answering some questions. So the first question, what have you noticed since starting Full Sail in this class? I noticed that each class works in syncopation with one another. And more so, you learn different skills along the way, and I noticed that as you're learning the skills, you're able to have a deeper understanding of the things that you gravitate towards. For me, I noticed that I was able to gravitate into different avenues and actually expand upon some of my things that I like to create in my mind or brainstorming, and then actually transpose that into different forms of media. The second question, which level you are currently at? I would say I'm a novice, a little bit better than beginner, but I would say apprentice because I'm not too brand new to certain tools, but I would say that I'm novice apprentice because if I'm exposed to different means and different tasks, I like to complete them and do research upon them with some form of knowledge. But as far as my writing, my creativity is expanding, and I will say my writing is definitely improving in the means of fiction and also in the means of creating well researched work and putting that together in a corporate space. Areas of improvement, time management is an area of improvement for me. I think that will always be an area of improvement, but I'm starting to understand my own style and my own rhythm, which has helped me exponentially as far as balancing school and adulting. What's another area of improvement? I like to take in criticism. I actually study a lot of the criticism that I do receive from professors, but even more so, I'm very self critical. I like to do things multiple times just to make sure I understand it from different angles. So that completes the area of improvement. Where do I want to be, or how can I improve? Well, in a corporate space, I thought that the area of improvement that's needed in modern times is technical writing. Technical writing to me um, can find its ways in different avenues because because technology exists. I feel like there is more neurodivergent learners, but I realize that multiple people can fall underneath the category of neurodivergent, and they might need certain pieces of media so they can clearly understand certain things. For me, the first video that we had to create as far as different avenues, I would say if I had to expand upon a role, it would be culinary technical writing. So people would have an easier way of learning certain skills in the kitchen, but even more so combining that in the space of getting that to the masses in a healthy way. And what I mean by a healthy way is not a way that kind of degrades the audience, but also uplifts the skills that they already have, because to do a lot of things requires a lot of different skills. So while I was doing research on developing technical skills and technical writing, I came up with a list and an actionable plan of what I want to focus on as far as completing my degree with Full Sail University. Number one, I want to outline an audience. My goal is to eventually do a little bit more things on social media in a way that is geared towards my interest. I have lots of interests. The list goes on and on. My main interest is sci fi, Afrofuturist writing, and then also culinary techniques and preserving the recipes. I love to cook. That's something that comes naturally to me, and I want to see how I combine my creative writing and all of my fun hobbies that includes cooking and sci-fi writing merging into one to some degree. So, outlining an audience so I can find people that like what I do or think like me. Yes, outlining an audience, establishing a writing style, building communication skills, having a deep sense of audience analysis, because even though we have people with different backgrounds, we really can't jump to conclusions about the things that they're interested in as far as a creative space. Also, improving editing and proofreading. I love to proofread. Also, design skills. I want to blossom on that. Blossom different techniques and how I can build those design skills in a comprehensive way. Writing every day. Definitely want to improve upon that skill. And I want to ask for feedback um, from multiple different angles as far as people consuming my work. And then also modular writing samples for various topics of interest. So when I was doing research about technical writing, they talked about modular writing, making modules, making sure that it's comprehensive. And if I combine that with design and culinary interest, and also Afrofuturist writing to a certain degree as far as expanding upon my fictional prowess, I don't really know, but with this self reflection, I feel like I was able to have a deeper sense of me as a student. Thank you so much for listening, and goodbye.